Hey guys, what is going on? This is Matt here, and welcome back to some more custom zombies mapping. So guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own custom blends textures. So you can use this in things like alpha blending. So then the first thing that you need to be doing is getting some sort of image that you want to be using for your texture. So for this video I'm going to be creating a wet mud texture. So I've got a wet mud image here. Next, what you need to do is open this image in a image editing program. So I'm using paint.net for this video, so I'm going to open it up in paint.net. There we go. Next we need to be resizing this image. Okay, so the width and the height is a power of 2. Okay, so image, resize. Now if you change one of these values for width and height and the other one changes like on its own, then uncheck maintain aspect ratio. So it's not going to keep the same like image shape, it's going to let you change the image shape however you want. Okay, so it's not going to be keeping the same aspect ratio. So I'm going to be changing this to 512 by 512. Okay, now you have to have this value as a power of 2. Okay, so you can just search powers of 2 and it should give you a few values for that. So then I'd recommend using 512 by 512 though, because when you do search for your texture in Radiant, the actual texture, like the square that you can see for your texture in like the texture box, isn't too, like, you know, it's not absolutely massive, so it doesn't like fill up like the screen, but at the same time, you know, it's quite easily, you know, you can see the image quite so you can see the texture quite easily. So yeah, I'd recommend using 512 by 512. Some people do use 1024 by 1024. You can use whichever one you really want, but I'd recommend using 512 by 512. So once you've got your width and the height the way you want it, click OK. There we go. So now you can see it's a square, and we've used powers of 2. By the way, if you do not use a power of 2 for your width and the height, you will be getting an error when you convert it in Asset Manager, which we'll be doing next. Okay, so make sure you have it as a power of 2. There we go. So go to File, Save As. Now I'm going to put at the end of my texture name, I'm going to put _blend. So blend. There we go. So the reason I'm doing this is because if you've seen my video on alpha blending, then you'll notice that pretty much all the textures that are blend textures have _blend at the end. Okay, so this just makes it easier, so we know which texture is a blend texture and which texture isn't. Okay, so we can just identify the blend textures quite easily. So rename your image to it, you know, to however you want to name it. Make sure you have _blend at the end though. Next, you need to pick the file type. So you need to put .tga, so TGA file, and then you click Save. Click OK. There we go. Right. So close this down now. So next, what you need to do is go to your war.war root directory, go to raw, and then images. And next, we need to be putting this new blend TGA file into our images folder. So just move that into our images folder, the file that we just created. There we go. So we got the texture name and then _blend. It's a .tga. So next, what we need to do is go to Launcher and open up Asset Manager. Now go to File, Open. Now if you don't have a .gdt file, then you can just create one. If you do have one, then open it up. I'm just going to show you guys how to create one though, just in case you don't have one. So all you need to do is go to File and New. Make sure you don't have anything here, anything in this entries box. And once you've got nothing in here, and you know, this is basically to create a completely blank GDT file, go to File and Save As, and then save as something.gdt, so whatever you want to call it, .gdt. Okay, so I'm going to go File, Open, because obviously I've already created one. There we go. So next, what I need to do is create a new entry, okay, for our new texture. Now make sure you've got material selected, because this is going to be a new material. Go to New Entry. I'm going to call this wet _mud _1 _blend. Okay, so wet mud 1 blend. Okay, so click Enter. Alright, so I click OK. Now what we need to do now is load our texture in the color map box. Okay, so under color map, click the browse button. Now you need to go to war.war root directory, go to raw, then go down to images, and now you need to select your new TGA file. So I know the name of it, so I don't really need to search for it. So I know it's wet _mud 1 _blend .tga. So wet mud 1 _blend.tga. So open. Now make sure you have your .tga here, okay? So if you did type this by hand, you know, you did enter this manually, then make sure you do put your .tga on the end. If you opened it like using the browser, then it should be putting .tga on the end for you. Just check though, just in case it doesn't, you do need .tga on the end, okay? So next what we need to do is click decal, and for usage, this is going to be a ground texture, so I'm going to select ground. So when we're searching for this texture within Radiant, it's going to be under the ground category, underneath the ground category, okay? So let's need to pick the surface type. So this is going to be a mud texture, so we need to be using mud. So if you selected maybe, I don't know, metal or something like that, then when you shoot it, it's going to give off like a metal spark effect. Now when you walk over it, it will sound like metal. So in this case, when we shoot it, it's going to basically look like we're shooting into mud, and when we walk over it, it's going to sound like we're walking over mud, okay? So then, when you've got your usage and your surface type selected, and you've got your decal selected, next we need to actually create the blend texture, like the blend function itself. So under frame buffer operations, and you see this blend func, okay? So instead of clicking replace, you go to select blend, okay? So that needs to be under blend, and alpha test, instead of always, it needs to be GE128, okay? So blend func to blend, and alpha test to GE128. So once you've done that, you can now go up to PC convert and current asset only. Convert that. Now if you get any errors here, it could be because you haven't made the .tga file as a power of 2. So make sure you've done that correctly, and you shouldn't get any errors here. So click enter, there we go. So now what we need to do is click save. So let's go save our GDT to save our what we've just done here. So I need to close asset manager and open up Radiant. Now that's pretty much done now then, guys. You've just created a blend texture now, and I'm just going to show you guys how it actually works. So I'm just going to draw out a quick terrain patch here. Patch, terrain patch, width 9 and height 9, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go up to textures, usage, ground, find where this is. There you go. Wet underscore mud underscore 1 underscore blend. So now we know that this is a blend texture. So if we did have two of these, one which wasn't a blend texture, we know which is which because we've got underscore blend at the end. Okay, so that's the reason why I told you guys to do that, just so you can identify it quite easily. So then, just sort this texture out a minute, it's going to be a bit weird. There we go. Right. So then next what we need to do is actually do the alpha blend on this. Now if you don't know how to do an alpha blend, then I definitely recommend you going and watching my video on how to do an alpha blend, because that should help you there. So I'm going to quickly do an alpha blend now on this terrain patch. So just alpha blend it down the middle like this. Now you can see it all works, just like one of the normal textures would do that come with, you know, like the mod tools. So now you can see, you know, our custom texture is working. X out of there. So yeah guys, you can see our new custom blend texture works perfectly fine. And yeah guys, so if you do need any help with this, make sure you do let me know in the comments, and I'll try my best to help you there. And yeah guys, thanks for watching this, thanks for the support as always, and I'll see you guys later. See you guys.